I have been every voice.
You are the chosen one!
Anakin! Anakin!
This is where the fun begins.
Inside your head.
Hello my dear friends and welcome back to another video. So recently I interviewed Bernard Bullen. You'll know him best for his role in The Mandalorian Season 1 as Din Djarin's father. In our conversation we spoke about how he got the role in the first place, what it was like on set, Season 3 and more. I started by asking him a very straightforward question. How did you fall in love with Star Wars in the first place and how old were you?
Since I was a child. I mean, I am a huge Star Wars fan. Since I was born, basically. I was a bit too young for the first one, and second one I remember, but Return of the Jedi, and I still have all the little figurines and toys and everything. So I must have been like, I don't know, like 7 years old or so, like that when I first 7 or 8 when I first saw Empire Strikes Back and then Return of the Jedi and. Who would have told me that then I would be 30 years later, doing a role for Star Wars on TV, yeah.
It's funny that you mentioned Return of the Jedi because that was the movie that got me into Star Wars at the age of 6. Would you say it's your favourite Star Wars movie, even in light of the new films?
I have to say I really like the last two, but yeah, I'm old school. I'm from the old. From the first trilogy, and everyone says that The Empire Strikes Back is the best one.
Yeah.
I have to say that some of the scenes are incredible when they're in the iced planet, but the Return of the Jedi has to be that special one, the Ewoks and yeah, all the chases in the forest and Rancor and Jabba the Hutt. I thought Jabba the Hutt somewhere over there.
So moving on to The Mandalorian, you've probably been asked this a million times. When it comes to the show itself, how did you get cast and how did all of that come about?
Well, it was kind of crazy. I got a call from my manager. That was in October 2018. Telling me that the casting office was interested in me for a huge Disney project when I was in LA, and that's very normal. They don't the big projects they don't give you any info whatsoever.
Okay.
Only when you're totally confirmed. And I was going through stages of selections, but I didn't audition. I mean, it was straight booking, but they had me on hold, okay, you it's in between you and 3, in between you and 2 for like a couple of months, and then in January when I was back in LA from Christmas vacation in London and Madrid, I got told that the job was mine, and then at that moment I was told what it was. Not even my manager knew.
So when you found out what this project was and that it was The Mandalorian, before the show as Star Wars fans, we had this preconceived notion of what a Mandalorian was. What sort of thoughts were going through your head? Did you have any idea of what the show would be about?
Well, as I said, it was all at that moment. I had the same information as anyone else, probably less, because I mean, I'm a big fan, but there are really hardcore fans that they knew everything. I read the storyline and I knew it was about the first thing that came to my head was like Boba Fett,
Yeah, absolutely.
And I thought it was going to be about his life or something, but no scripts are sent. No, it's all it's so secretive that we only I got a couple of calls from first AD telling me what was my role was going to be, but very, 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 very little information. Even on set, they were very careful on giving too much information about the rest of the show.
That makes sense.
So, but as soon as I started talking to the first AD and I knew I could feel it was massive, it was major, you know. And and it's funny because he asked me, "Are you okay?" Because we have to ask you, you know, in LA, they're very when there's a lot of physicality involved, and you have your insurance and have a nurse. He told me, "You're looking for 2 days for like 18 hours carrying a child running nonstop. Are you okay with that?" I said, "Yeah." But then I said, "Okay, well, what height is the child?" And then, but it was tough because, you know, all the scenes that, I mean, the flashback that you see was all filmed in just in 2 days, just the flashback.
Oh wow, that's a very small time period to do that.
Yeah, it was incredible. And a lot of physicality and holding Aiden Bertola, our little Mando, bless his heart. But well, I'm sure he's like, it's been 2 years now nearly, so I'm sure he's gone, he's higher now. But he was quite small, you know, for his age.
So when you actually started filming the scenes and everything, did you have any idea just how massive the show would turn out to be? Because we see the show as the future of the franchise. We even call it the Filoni-verse.
I was trying not to freak out.
I can imagine.
That's something that, as actors, the more you work, and it's impossible not to get excited, not to get nervous, to be scared. But yeah, I mean, it was when I got to the studios, very secret studios in Manhattan Beach, like that. They've got like separate hidden studios where there's no way you can find them, even though the paparazzi's try. Then I realized, well, the rest of the cast, but you try to, you have to keep your cool. You know, you're working. You can't be. I mean, there was. It was only when I got back to my trailer and I was like, to be honest, I didn't. I was, and I think the same as Alexandra, and we were so focused, and especially me, because my scenes very dramatic, very intense, and I had to use a lot of energy, not only physical but psychological and inside, you know. So I just wasn't thinking about how major it was, because if not, I would have freaked out, you know. Even when Taika was talking to me, it's like, you know, or directing, because he was the one that directed our flashbacks. It was because he directed our flashback. The thing is, what production did, they split the flashback in like 3 episodes.
Yeah.
And they included them in the first one and third, and then the last, which I think it was very clever, because it made the audience like, what happened? What's going on? Where, you know, they did a great job with that. And it was only the last scene, when I realized, after it's a wrap for Bernard. Start crying.
Yeah, I was actually going to ask you about Taika Waititi, because he's going to be playing a major role in the future of Star Wars. He's set to direct a movie in the next few years. Do you have a positive experience as an actor working with him?
Amazing. I mean, I've been asked this many times, and but the whole production. I mean, everyone was so involved, like 1,000%, and everyone knew it was something special and something amazing, you know, that Jon Favreau created.
Absolutely, yeah.
That Star Wars had was like being born again, to say it in a way, you know.
Yeah.
And Taika was just he's so funny. I mean, he's this goofy, like tall guy, you know, with this funny accent, and so nice. He was so nice, you know, like really. And we had a friend in common, so it was all
That's useful, yeah.
So now I have to ask you about Baby Yoda, or Grogu. He was a character who took us all aback when we first saw him on our screens. How did you first find out about him, and what was your reaction?
Well, the thing is, as I said, we only had the information about what we were filming. I mean,
Okay.
I didn't know anything about Baby Yoda or Grogu. I found out, and most of the actors, only maybe the big stars knew more about the scripts, of course. Obviously, Pedro and the other leads, but I saw for the first time Baby Grogu. We shouldn't say Baby Yoda. When on the episodes, you know. So it was like, oh my god, he's so cute. You know, I wish I had seen him. You know, it was all. And I think that's also the beautiful thing. I was watching every episode as a fan. You know, I was so excited every week. You know, and I think it was also very clever that it was only short episodes. You know, I remember people complain, no, they're too short. No. Yes. That way, you're eager to see more.
So I've got to ask you, obviously you were in season 1, and I know you're probably not allowed to give out spoilers, but do you think we're going to see your character again, Din Djarin's father?
I have no, at this time, I've said in a few interviews, I got the call last year, but I was already here in Madrid. Not it was pre-pandemic, but I was I already in November. I decided to be backwards and forwards to LA, not to permanently stay there. But I got the call, but they wanted me the next day, you know, there, and it was a little bit weird, you know, because they wanted me for another flashback, but then they got nervous when they found out that I was in Spain. Obviously, I was working with a time difference. I was going to get the flight and everything, and then suddenly no, it's been a mistake. One of the assistants now thought that. I was like, what? I can't believe it. But I understand, you know, in LA, these major productions, they work on a frantic schedule, and even though I had the flight and I would be there on time for cost fitting and everything, they can't risk maybe delay on a flight or cancellations, or, you know. So but who knows? If anything, I'll always be the father of the Mandalorian.
True.
You know? So that's always in my heart, and yes, we are supposed to be dead, but we are never shown dead.
It's very true. I've seen so many fan theories online actually about your character, especially to do with the red robes and how it could link to the mystical Jedi we saw in Rogue One.
That robe, that was I think one of the best moments in my career, when I went to the costume fitting, and they brought me the robe and I put it on. I was looking at the mirror and the lady in the costume fitting said, "Beautiful, huh?" I said, "Yes." And she said, "You can breathe now."
Yeah.
I mean, obviously those flashbacks were so dramatic, they stand out to me as some of the most intense moments of season 1 of Mando. We see him so often with his helmet on, and he didn't really take it off apart from the one time the droid had to do it. So those moments where we do see young Din Djarin really humanize the character. So obviously your role in that is really significant.
And also the way the flashback was filmed, you know, was beautiful. You know, it started with little showing little pieces, you know, little fragments of them running, and mixed with the hammer of the armor, you know, which was that's what makes him remember all that. Well, getting goosebumps now. But then when you see the flashback at the last episode, it's crazy, but I still have to like really think, was it a dream? Did I dream it? And when I see the flashback, I get emotional always, because it's how it's impossible not to.
It's seeing yourself on screen and trying to process it.
Yeah, seriously, because it's like, and yeah, because who would have told me? It's just a little boy, that loved Star Wars, and then I realized, and also the all the reaction of the fans, of all the, because Star Wars fans are hardcore, for good or for bad. And there's a lot of, but I have to say, I mean, I have only had so much love, so much interest, and it's not even a speaking role, but it's, it's I was very fortunate, with the casting office, Sarafin casting, to think of me, and John Favreau to choose me, So yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Be lovely, and hello to all the viewers and all the fans of Star Wars and Mandalorian, and thank you so much for your love and support.